Greetings. Oh my gosh, is my mic actually on? Yes, I have to confirm these things. So, as I was saying, greetings from beyond the screen, and we're back with Thursday Talk. And as the episode is entitled, we'll be shaming and talking about Anita Sarkeesian as if it's 2014 all over again. Or was it 2013? It's very difficult for me to remember the exact date and time of Gamergate, especially because we've had multiple repeats of it, omnibuses, we'd call it. But let's start off with the Sakuna one because I meant to discuss this sooner, but not right now. Oh my god, it's Digny. Hello. I'm so shocked to see you. Why are you here? It's not a Friday, is it? Did, did time pass me by? Hi, Innocent Diablo. I hope everyone is well. Okay, do I have my desktop audio on? No, I don't. That would have been an issue. Let me just move this quickly. And then we're going to expand and... Hi, Gamer Girl. Thank you for stopping by. I think you're still live, aren't you? Are you here to enjoy the show? All right. Okay, let me start off this. Okay, everything is on, so let's play it. We're gonna obviously do 1.25 speed because I don't have the willingness to be here longer than needed.
You're wrong about the Sakuno situation. It was between two consenting adults. You can't be mad at two consenting adults. I don't understand why you're upset. Okay, so consent, right, is not a magic word you say before you do something with somebody, and then anything that follows becomes pure and untouchable. Consent is built on truth. And the moment you remove truth, you hollow out the entire thing until it becomes something else entirely. If someone, let's say, for example, not saying Sakuno has this, but let's say someone has, let's say, a viral STI, something of that variety. Maybe it's AIDS, right?
Okay, now yeah, immediately I'm lost because there's actual laws, except in California, because they decided to overturn that law. However, in the rest of the world, so I either accidentally killed my headset and the or you and the video are very quiet compared to before. Um, I can up the audio quality on the video. If anyone else is having an issue actually hearing me, please let me know because there's
Something like that.
and thank you, Diablo. I did accidentally mute my mic. Uh, the scuff is real, and yeah, I was like, oh my god, I started stream with no technical issues. It must be a miracle. Now, if you notice, I'm in a good mood, so there will be no pessimism here right now. So all is good. Uh, I am now, I hope. Subjective. Oh, so hi. Okay, so as I was saying, because I'm getting distracted now, I was about to ask, I can say the same on YouTube, so did you enable noise gate or something? So I do have noise gate enabled for my folders. I don't think it's actually noise gated. Let me confirm. We're doing technical stuff. I have noise suppression. I have noise suppression. And the reason I have noise suppression is because if I didn't, every single thing I did in my room, you guys would hear. Like you'd hear me when I'm eating, you'd hear me when my cat is on my lap. Like you just hear everything. But circling back to my point, um, there are places in the world where if you knowingly engage in sexual intercourse with others and you have an STI, you will be treated as a criminal because you need to inform someone that you have an STI. Now, we're trying to compare someone knowingly engaging in intercourse when they have an STI and spreading it to someone else with the fact that Saikuno simply, because you're whacking it on stream. I read that and I completely I almost lost my train of thought. But the thing is, we're comparing Saikuno simply being a womanizer with someone who's, well, okay, so we call someone who actively goes and gets STIs a bug chaser. Do we call someone who engages in no in sex knowing they have an STI a bug spreader? Like which one is is the appropriate term? But the thing is, it's like these two things are like comparing apples to oranges. It simply doesn't make sense.
and chooses to hide that while being with another person, the other person never agreed to get that disease. They never agreed to get that infection. They never agreed to that risk. They never agreed to have their body placed in a situation they were not informed about. I'll do a better example, easier. Let's say you were going to be paid $100 for mowing a lawn, and then you mowed the lawn and then didn't get paid the $100. You didn't consent to that. You had consented to agree to be paying $100. That is not a gray area.
Yeah, but you see, that's the problem. Truth be told, I was wondering about that myself about the term thing. It's worth knowing these things sometimes because you can bring up rare esoteric knowledge to people. For example, and my cat just jumped on my lap. Now you didn't hear that because of the noise suppression. But in Iceland, we have something called necropants. Necropants are basically pants made from skin. You need permission from someone in order to basically flay their flesh and make pants from their skin. You also need to perform a very specific ritual. You need to steal a coin from the grieving widow and then place that coin in the scrotum. And this is all done so you can become a very rich man. Viking rituals are very interesting. But moving on to what this dude is saying. The problem is, yeah, it's that okay. So you agreed to mow someone's lawn. They said they're going to pay you $100. You mow the lawn, then you don't get paid. That is outright lying. That is basically a refusal to accept to respect the contract, the agreement. What Saikuno done was when woman at no point did these women actually ask him, from what I recall, if he was dating. They asked him if he had experience, if he does this thing often where he sleeps around with multiple women. But at no point did they directly ask him, Daisy, please get off my okay, let me move your paw. Thank you. At no point did they ever outright ask him, are you actively dating someone? All of their questions were more just a thing of gauging whether he was sexually experienced or not. And I'm sorry, if you believe a 34-year-old man does not have any sexual experience, I have a boat to sell you for the desert. The first of its kind.
That's not messy communication. That is a direct violation of what you guys agreed on. That's what it is. And with the viral disease example, that's a direct violation of autonomy. And autonomy is the entire foundation of consent. People keep trying to reduce this into two adults made a choice. That sentence only works when both adults actually know what they're choosing. Information is part of consent. It breeds.
I'm getting annoyed the more I listen to this dude. Okay, so we're saying that even though these women engaged in consensual sex, they slept with Saikuno multiple times, but because they did not know that they were being used for his pleasure, that consent no longer exists. Is that really the argument we're making? Is because they did not know? Okay, so in the case of Saikuno, where one of these women that he was sleeping with was also in a relationship, did she also not? Did she also violate Saikuno's consent because he didn't know that she was taken? Are we really going to play this game? And at the same time, it's like with Himamel, with her little Discord call with Saikuno, where she said, "You didn't cheat on me. We can still be friends. You can still talk with me." It's like, okay, that did she? Is her consent intact? Is there no problem because she's willing to still engage with him? Like, this is the simple thing. Saikuno is a womanizer, plain and simple. We don't need to make this about consent. We don't need to call Saikuno a predator. All we can say is he's a serial cheater, he's a scumbag, he's a womanizer. That is all fine. But the moment we say the man is a predator, we have to say to ourselves, okay, what is a predator? And that now is an entirely different conversation. And for me, it's just very frustrating. Darn you, low XP. I still can't believe this man got away with saying he gets his XP bar is low. It's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And the fact it worked on these women. But the reason it worked on them is because he has money. It's really that simple. Because the dude has cash, it worked for him. It's really that simple. Because he had money, these women are willing to put up with anything he had to say. Like it, like, ugh. People will jump through hoops to stop these women from accepting accountability. You sleep with a man who is clearly promiscuous, own it and be an adult. Exactly, like this is my thing. You have a 34-year-old man who puts on a shy e-boy act. Do no alarm bells ring. Do no red flags fly as high as the eye can see. It's like at no point do you question this. Like I think I've mentioned this before. I've been in a situation whereby I was talking to someone and there was something weird about the conversation. And eventually I asked, it's like, are you seeing someone? And like the dude is like, yes. And then he was like, okay, but you have a partner. And then he said to me, what he doesn't know won't hurt him. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm not continuing this interaction. Because the thing is, it's like, I had a suspicion. I asked a question. Kudos to the guy for being honest, you know? But it's like, I had a suspicion and I went with the suspicion. I followed through on my gut feeling. But it's like with these women, it's that at no point did they question anything. Like, for example, there was that first chick, not the first chick, but the chick that done like the entire video where she was like, she disassociated while eating a banana. That was the sentence that I heard. And she had mentioned in the video that Saikuno had a home in Vegas. But for TwitchCon or something, he was going to stay at a hotel. Someone who has a home, it does not make sense for them to get a hotel unless there's a considerable distance between their home and the hotel. And they plan to be at TwitchCon for multiple days. But eventually Saikuno went home earlier, sooner than the alleged victim. So it's like there was things to be suspicious about, but she wasn't. Oh, and I don't know if you change anything, but you're still rather quiet, maybe a smidgen more. Okay, so give me a second. I need to go to my volume settings quickly. Okay, can I love how I need to like lean to the side to see shit. Because I have like my entire stand in front of me. More volume settings. Speakers. Why does my mic volume keep getting adjusted? Okay, guys, please tell me if this is better. Because I don't know why my mic volume decided to readjust at any point. But I believe this should make it better. I believe we have found the solution. Yeah, no, for some weird reason, the volume on my PC for the mic was at 76, which I don't know why, because I try to always keep it at 100. But the thing is, I wouldn't see this because no way is it possible for me to just like find the stuff. But heading back to this, let's just continue with the video, then I'll continue my thoughts afterwards.
Inside of it, lives inside it. Without it, you are manufacturing a false agreement that never existed. So he cheated. Thus, this is why cheaters cannot possibly consent to the whole thing. If someone knows that someone's cheating, then both are agreeing to it. But if someone doesn't know they're cheating on a partner, then it's not a consensual agreement. You cannot agree to something that was hidden from you. You cannot make an informed decision with the most important detail has been deliberately removed. It doesn't count as consent. You have a complete misunderstanding of what consent is. When this behavior involves multiple people and someone is repeatedly lying and putting many others at risk, it stops being quiet and contained and turns into something bigger. That's why.
The thing is, how would they put at risk? Because every single instance, from 0 to 100, I did not realize my PC volume was on the highest. But yeah, no, the thing is, look at it like this. Many of these women that approach Saikuno, they decided that no, they are going to initiate the interactions. And so it's like, I understand the need to want to take issue with a cheater. I get that. I'm not saying that it's wrong to try and hold him accountable for being a philanderer, a womanizer, a manhole, etc. Now it's maybe a bit too loud, even. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill you. I'm going to kill you. Like, don't make me do this, please. Like, you're killing me. I can't like do lifetime audio right now. The thing is, it's like I'm gonna boost this dude's volume to like -6. If you then say it's too loud, Shadow, I'm gonna kill you. Uh, but let me finish my thought before we see if my adjustments have satisfied certain people. Um. Also, am I still too loud on the mic side? Because now it's like I can't keep readjusting. Because this is not the technical stream. This is the just chatting stream. All right, I'm glad that we have now reached a point where you are satisfied with what you've requested. As I was saying previously, before I had been distracted multiple times, um, these women more often than not initiated interactions with Saikuda. Whether or not he was dating, they really wouldn't seem to care because right now what we've seen is if both parties knew that he was in a relationship and they were cheating, that would be fine. But because information was withheld from them, it suddenly now is a problem. That is a crock of bullshit. If that is the determining factor for consent, which is you didn't have all the information, then would it not be, for example, if you ask a man or a woman before you have sex with them and the person says, and you ask them, have you done this before? And they say no, but they have, suddenly now, is that not non consensual? Because we're working according to his logic. Consent is based on information. If the information's not given, then it's non consensual. So then that means if you decide to tell a little white lie just before you do the dirty deed, well, that was non consensual. You're a predator.
This can't be a private conversation between two people. It has to be known with everybody because he is a serial cheater and a serial liar. That's the problem. If someone has the reach to impact many people, then the truth needs to reach just as far because silence in this situation is what protects the harm, not the people.
Okay, so, like I'm dying on the inside because the more this guy speaks, the dumber I feel I'm getting. Okay, so are we now concerned about? Okay, so the issue now isn't actually consent. The issue is the fact that there would be other people that would get harmed by this. Okay, if people are dumb enough to fall for Saikuno's act, I believe they should be ever the fools. If you can believe a 34-year-old man is a shy e-boy that has no experience, as I said in the video I recorded, if DSP can get pussy, if DSP can get play, Saikudo would definitely be getting action. And if you think otherwise, you're just a fool. And he's a fool.
That's the issue. I don't understand why people are having an issue with that. I don't grasp that. I feel as though people are willingly being ignorant about this, and it's near baffling. It's near baffling. Thank you for subscribing, though. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate the sub. Welcome to the community. Not sure if you're willing to have your mind changed on things, but I'm happy you're here. Pleasure to see you.
The condescension is strong though. Like I have to give him that. I have to give him that. It's like the condescension is strong. I have to even applaud it because the balls to think you are really the one. But let's just take a look at this quickly. So they call him Saikuno predator. Let's look at what a sexual predator is according to an AI overview. Because we're crazy. We're crazy. This is the reward for stupidity. They accept it with grace. The sexual predator is an individual who engages in or attempts to engage in sexual contact with others through abusive, manipulative, or coercive methods, often targeting vulnerable individuals like children. These offenders, frequently serial in nature, Sakuda does fit that description, use tactics like grooming, power, and deception to target victims, often acting as masters of manipulation. Saikuno, unfortunately, is none of those things. Does he deceive? Absolutely. Does he use his power? No. Does he groom? No. Is he a master of manipulation? No. I read those screenshots. Those women were just desperate. If that man spoke to me the way he spoke to them, I'd be like, are we really having this conversation? But let's see, establishing trust. Predators may attempt to build rapport with vulnerable individuals through excessive attention or by creating a sense of shared secrets to lower personal boundaries. More often than not, Saikuno was approached. So establishing trust, not so much, because he didn't reach out first. Manipulation. Tactics such as fear, threats, or emotional manipulation are often used to ensure silence or compliance. Once again, fuck you, subjective, fuck you. Say DSP can get play, but not me. Listen, my standards are the problem. If I wanted to whore myself out to anyone or anything, I would certainly be getting play. But I want the best that the world has to offer, and I am not getting it. uh, now, the thing is, going through Saikuno's interactions with everyone, at no point did he use fear, threats, or emotional manipulation. Isolation, a common strategy, involves identifying and isolating a target from their support systems or guardians. He didn't do this. Deceptive appearance. Many individuals who engage in this behavior appear charismatic or intelligent, which can make it difficult for others to detect their harmful intentions. I don't know if his shy e-boy thing is charismatic or intelligent. I don't like it, so it's not charismatic. Certainly women like it. Intelligent, debatable. But this is the thing, it's like at no point does Saikuno count as a predator. It's not safe for Damien to have sex in Africa because AIDS. Digny, protection exists for a reason. But I'm saying that as if I would actually sleep with someone that has an STI. So yeah, we have
I don't think video games.
a good thing. But I also treat it kind of like a bad thing as the shaming segment because we're going to shame gamers now.
I don't think video games need to have adaptations to justify them. I think it's exciting. I think it's testament to the power of video games that we're having so many people want to go to the well of games. We've got so many strong IPs. You're already seeing God of War. We're seeing Assassin's Creed. Good luck to them. I don't think we need them. I think TV needs us. I think film needs us. And I say us and them. We're still work in that medium as well. But I think it's nice because it allows video games to expand beyond the remit of gamers. We saw that happen with The Last of Us. It was amazing. You've seen that with Fallout, people revisiting Fallout 4. And it's nice to get more people into those. And if it means that more people can play video games, the better. But I don't think video games need to justify their existence by being TV shows. They are great because they are games. And I think sometimes TV adaptations can lose what makes the games great, and that is it's fundamentally an interactive medium.
Wait. Yeah, no, show that God of War image was fantastic. You didn't miss much. We were talking about Saikuno and people still saying that is a predator, which is the furthest thing from it. In addition to that, we're now talking about Ben Starr, one of the many voice actors from Clay Obscura, Expedition 33. Now, this is one thing I can definitely agree with what he has to say, is that video games don't need TV or movie adaptations. There's no reason why we need a Tomb Raider film or a Tomb Raider TV series. Same applies to Devil May Cry. Same applies to Final Fantasy. There's no reason for these things to have film. Like, keep video games to video games. There's really no reason to try and get a new audience. For example, I look at something like Bayonetta. Bayonetta has a single film called Bayonetta Bloody Fate. Is it an entertaining movie? Yes. Does it in any way live up to the game? No. Because there's a lot of sequences in the game that it just misses completely. And so at the end of the day, it's kind of like, how would I put it? For example, in Bayonetta 1, it's actually Enzo's car that gets destroyed. In the film, it's Luca's car that gets destroyed. But this doesn't make sense. So there's a lot of things that adaptations completely ruin because they either just get rid of characters entirely, combine characters. There's a whole lot of things that get lost with that sort of thing. Listen. We love Mila Djokovic, yeah. We really do love her. But God, as a husband, produce absolute garbage. He just produces shit after shit after shit. Most TV adaptations make the series worse. For example, Fallout, exactly. Monster Hunter is a movie that exists too. Listen, even the Resident Evil ones exist. Like, they are horrible adaptations. And the thing is this, it's that a lot of people will take the example of a single adaptation working and saying it needs to be applied everywhere. And the people more often than not that call for games to be made into TV or movie series, or rather TV series and films, are gamers. People that actually have engaged with the medium, they are the ones that actively ruin it. It's not the people in Hollywood. It's the people that cry for, oh, we need a TV series. Oh, we need a TV series. Oh, we need a film. Like, for example, we got The Witcher TV series. Compared to the books, compared to the video games, it's an absolute bastardization. We're now waiting to see if Space Marines will 40K with Henry Cavill. If it's going to be good, we have to sit here actively with bated breath, waiting to see if it's going to be a pile of hot garbage, like the Lord of the Rings TV series was. We constantly have to play this game with ourselves where it's like, is this going to be shit? And so for me, it's like, it's good to at least have a voice actor, an actor, say, you know what, listen, we don't need adaptations of this. I believe the same should apply to anything really. I'm not a fan of adaptations, to be honest. I hate them in all their forms. Because, for example, we can even look at Invincible. The show is hot garbage compared to the comics, which weren't that great either, which is crazy. It's like, here you're working with not the most impressive piece of media, and somehow you make it worse. Like, I have to give them A+ for effort, you know? At least they succeed at failing. But we move on because we have this. Why is no image being shown? Refresh. I don't know now. Is this a browser thing? My internet thing? But I'm streaming without a problem? Oh my god, look at Spoon. Mena absolutely better than Woman at Gaming. Spoon. We hate X. Elon made it worse. Like, literally. I just can't see shit. Invincible's not a great show. What bothers me is that it does have potential, a lot of it, and some moments can shine, but the sheer amount of garbage overwhelms it. Try Control Shift R. Control Shift. And now I sit with this problem. Okay, yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. We love X. Well, it decides to do things. Let's just go back a page. Okay, so to talk about this, I don't play Valorant. That command is a force refresh, meaning it ignores the cache. Yeah, no, it's just a X thing. Wonderful. I'm trying to have a professional stream, and then X is like, fuck you. Digny! Literally, the only tabs I have open right now are the tabs I'm gonna discuss. What do you mean, close tabs? I was gonna say to this down, but all adult. Oh wow, but all of my adult content is loaded when I open it. Yeah, no, but the thing is, it's like, look, the other pages are showing correctly. All of the other stuff is showing correctly. This is the trailer. But it's like, look, all the other pages, they've loaded perfectly. It's just this one. So I don't even know what's going on. Just give me a second, guys. Daisy, can I please just adjust your position, please? Why? I moved you up. Don't go down my lap. Stay where I put you. Thank you. Sorry, I was just talking to my cat. But as I was saying, so I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with Valorant. So just load the tab in a separate instance of browser. Guys. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, please. I am not begging for difficulty. I'm not asking for this to be my life, please. Let me go refresh it and see if this fixes it. Oh wow, you were correct. 10 points. 10 points. That actually worked. You have 8 tabs open. No wonder you're having issues. Just bookmark everything. No, Digny. No. I will not bookmark everything. Because sometimes things are bookmarked right now. This page is bookmarked. Listen here. Lord Rexworth. Lord Rexworth has so many tabs that when he clears at least 20 tabs, there is no change. That's how many tabs he has. You should not judge me with my 8 tabs. My 8 tabs are nothing compared to his tabs. His tabula rasa. Your suggestion of opening it basically in a different instance, like I moved it from here, reloaded it, and it worked. So let's look at this. So, female players TN, that's a horrible name. Girls only Valorant tournament. And then obviously there's an explanation in the post of everything. This is clearly Gen AI, from what I can see, which I don't care about. But just to showcase what's going on. And then, so the tournament is called Biological Girls Only in a Valorant tournament. The whole reason I love competing in esports rather than usual sports is because there's no biological advantage or disadvantage to play in video games. So I don't understand the reasoning behind excluding trans women in this. So here's the biggest thing at the end of the day. Men, even when it comes to video games, are biologically better than women because men have better hand to eye coordination. They also are better at multitasking when it comes to video games because there's multiple things you need to do. It's a reason why I believe there was a few years ago, and I can actually just confirm this, because I believe a few years ago there was a Fortnite tournament. All woman, trans woman wins. Yeah, literally, this was last year. 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 Transgender streamer Vader and her teammate Nina won the 2025 World Cup. That's a tournament name for an all woman. What do we mean? Do we mean the milk of a man or do we mean breast milk? Like, which one is it? But it's basically the world's largest all-woman Fortnite tournament, held at TwitchCon in San Diego. They took home $78,000 in prize money after winning in the Bulls tournament, which aimed to highlight women in esports. Now let's look at it like this. You literally had a man win an all-women's tournament with either another man or a woman, because I'm not sure if Nina themselves was transgender as well. But it's like, I can understand why we have them saying women's only tournament. Even like, for example, when it comes to chess, if you look at like the top 1,000 players, they all men. When you start going below the top 1,000, then women start entering into the ranking for the top. But that's the biggest issue, is that at the end of the day, there's a reason why they decided to exclude men. It's because they know the fact is that their chances of winning goes down dramatically. And so it's like when you have another woman here going, why are they excluding trans women? It's like, you don't understand the issue, nor do you actually understand why exactly the discrepancy exists in ability. And then obviously we had Spoon say men are absolutely better than women in gaming. Then a lot of other interactions. But basically, most people, the silence, even the Roach King, even the Roach King, a man who I hate, even Lauren Chin, who I hate. It's like hate, 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 hate. Like a lot of people I hate are just all here. But even those people say things that make sense. Edmund says, obviously, at the highest levels of competitive play, men are better. Only a retard would look at something that happens 100 out of 100 times and come to the conclusion that there's no correlation. Biological is real even if you pretend it's not. Tone says, because men are better than women in video games, hope this helps. Lauren Chen, biology does affect gaming. Men have better reaction times. It's like, and then yeah, it's like, so through Queen excluded men from women's esports tournaments is misandry and disgusting. Thanks for being such an ally for men's rights. We need more women to advocate for many women's spaces. Sometimes these people can make me laugh. But like I say, it's annoying when it's like the most obvious answer is ignored because it's not the morally what is it, morally social thing to do, if that's the way I can put it. Hi friendly, I hope you're well. Okay, that one was funny. It was funny. It was funny. This controversy. The funny thing is that it has literally been proven over and over that men have faster reflexes than women by a massive margin too. But this is my thing. It's like when the argument was made that morally acceptable, thank you, but I feel like morally acceptable isn't actually the word I'm looking for or phrasing. Because if something's morally acceptable, it could be a good thing. I'd say the socially acceptable thing to do feels more accurate. Because a lot of people just do this for the social aspect, not the actual moral one. Have I read all the messages? Cloudflare has been reporting problems for a while now, so at least it works now. And a socially acceptable would fit. Socially acceptable. Blah, 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 blah. Make segregation socially acceptable again. Hello, Kyle. Wait. I know you. You're on my Discord. I was like, the name looks familiar. We need more woman in my video. Wait, do you mean we need more women in my video? Yeah, but the thing is, it's like there's an obvious reason as to why this tournament would want to exclude men from participating. And the woman that's like, no, you shouldn't exclude anyone. It's like, okay. So if every single female or rather every single woman team loses to this dude, is that okay? Is that acceptable? It's like this was a tournament started by women for women, won by a man. Does any of this track? No, it doesn't. It's like literally 2025 at the World Cup, a man claimed victory over multiple professional female teams. Like, what do you mean? Do it, let women get bitch smacked? They won't learn, but it'll be fun. Oh my gosh, you guys. And then obviously we come to this, but I feel like I need to first talk about it in this order. No. So we start here. Actually, we start here. How do I start exactly? I don't have that thing up. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But what I'll say is a very soyish, very fattish cuck of a man took issue with Laws of the Fallen showcasing their armor sets for the upcut. Sorry about that. I get so sleepy when I do just chatting. It's insane. Then when I start doing Dark Souls, I'll be like, women's rugby would be a lot more entertaining if men were allowed in it too. But why don't I just watch men's rugby for that? Yeah, but there was someone who took issue with the fact that Lords of the Fallen, or rather, the developers behind Lords of the Fallen, are making a sequel to the first one, and they are showcasing the armor sets for women. Now, here's a very crucial detail. All armor sets can be worn by all players. That means either the case it's going to be a case of you can just wear this armor on men as they are, or they're going to be redone to work on a male body. So let's watch these and let's look at the fact like none of these are explicit, you know? Like they're clearly feminine, they're clearly female, but at no point is there anything sexualized about them. I don't like this one because it doesn't seem to have like any cohesion to it. Because, for example, the helmet feels very Japanese, very Asian, Oriental, and I would much prefer that the weapons they're using to be reminiscent of that, a spear, katana, bow and arrow. There was a lot of other options they could have went with for the weapons, and even the overall design of the armor set, because it feels very confused. And then we have the rogue, and like the most revealing thing about this is the thighs and cleavage. Nothing else is explicit. But then obviously we go back now and we see people complain. Now you have someone say, can we equip men with the sexualized armors you recently showed? Or do only women get sexualized versions? Then you have Endymion, who I've been on a stream with before, thanks to Digny. A Naginata. God, my pronunciation is awful today. Would fuck hard. I believe the armor changes to match your 6, so they can play for honor. The armor sets are awesome there. I will not play for honor. You will not get me to play for honor. Stop it. Daisy, please stop moving. Yeah, but it's like, the thing is this, and I did mention this, do the armor sets change to be a more matching for masculine body? Or is it something like this, where it's like, oh, the stuff we cover up on the woman and the stuff we showcase on the men? You know? And then in Debian says, common sense really is not that common anymore. Because this guy tried to get a gotcha on Lords of Fallen 2 saying, look, they don't let you wear very sexy armor on male characters. Now the thing is, as I pointed out before, is that the sentence saying the armor sets are available to everyone doesn't exactly mean the armor sets will be available to everyone in a similar capacity. The dummy didn't realize the first bullet point on the post they reached to looking for gotcha disproves this. All armor sets can be worn by all players. These people are morons, dude. So we'll need to see in the future when the game releases later this year if this is consistent or not. Moving on, we then come to this. So obviously, our lovely lady Phase Knight decided to mock. What was it? Decided to mock Lords of the Fallen. Now let's see when this image loads completely. It's going to take about 6,000 years. Had a great time with a prominent guy, even wore tank top just for Damien. Listen, Digny, he didn't do that thing. He didn't dress up for me. He barely knows me. But let's, for example, look at this. So the previous tweet I showed you from Lord of the Fallen was showcasing their armor sets, and the armor was being worn by mainly female characters. Now you have a woman who does cosplay, like this. Like this is she's doing a cosplay of Toph, a cosplay of one of the JoJo characters, a character I believe, I could be wrong, from Jujutsu Kaisen. But let's look at it. Like, this is the kind of cosplay she does. She shows off her body in a much more revealing manner than the armor sets in Lords of the Fallen. But it gets better because she made an initial tweet where she mocked it. But guess what? What's this link? When I said I should share you the link, No dignity. You need better taste. Behave yourself. But she deletes her original tweet and then she says, yeah, I deleted my post because I was tired of getting called slurs and giving those dudes a chance to run free in the comments. Anyway, moving on. People have got so much more, I would say people have gotten so much more insane in the past few years. It's disgusting. No, Face darling. You cannot whore yourself out on the internet for attention. I don't know if she has a fans layer. I haven't checked out her link today. No. If I scroll down, I will be showing something very inappropriate. Let's just come here quickly, and then we can talk about other things quickly. That should be at the end of the discussion. Way towards the end. Someone got paroled. Who got patrolled? Patrolled? Oh, it's patrolled. Why did I say paroled? But here's Christopher Nolan's cast right now. Save that for the after hours stream, Damien. I don't do an after hours stream. But here's the thing right now. So obviously we have the new Odyssey film coming out. Now here's Helen of Troy. Here's Helen now. Here's Agamemnon. Then. Here's now. Here's Menelaus. Then and now. Here's Odysseus. Here. Then and now. All in all, the casting choices for everyone right now is just awful. I don't know why exactly are we adapting a film from one of the greatest stories ever told, the Iliad and the Odyssey. Why are we doing that? And we've now decided to completely butcher the ethnicity and race of the characters. I've watched this lady before. She's not a bad actor, but she cannot be Helen of Troy. Because at the same time, one, Helen is Greek. Greeks were white, for all intents and purposes when you look at it. We can say Mediterranean. Mediterranean falls under the entire Caucasian umbrella. Let's not play this game. But it's like Helen was Caucasian. It was said to be one of the most beautiful women in the world. I would have an issue if they even went with Sydney Sweeney, because Sydney Sweeney is not as attractive as she could be. Then we have Agamemnon. Once again, not the same ethnicity and race. Same year. And the issue is, it's only being cast like this, and they'll make the argument, as Aiden's saying right now, or rather subjective. They argue that it's fiction, the same people who complain about the Gods of Egypt movie. That's exactly the point. It's that when it comes to destroying white culture, Caucasian culture, European culture, then it being fiction and you do whatever you want, it becomes permissible, acceptable. But the moment you do that for any other sort of culture, race, group of people, whatever you want to call it, then it becomes a problem because you shouldn't be doing it with them, you should do it with yourselves. And then the issue with all of this is like literally, I look at this, I look at this. None of like, how are these two things comparable? How? I gotta get some rest to prep for a late night show, guys. Have a great rest of the stream. Thank you for stopping by, Dignity. It's always nice to see you. And it's like, I feel like there was something. Oh, yes, that's what the meme I was looking for. Look at me. I'm the Helen of Troy now. But the thing is, if you think it gets better, it doesn't. It gets worse. Like, I mean, oh, guys, look. It's our favorite South African, Charlize Theron. A woman who says, when a man says to her, I want to make love to you. Oh, yeah. I completely forgot about that. The murderer and baby killer. I forgot about that, about Agamemnon. It's been a few years since I brushed up on my Greek, like, law and stuff. But yes, Charlize Theron, a woman who says, when a man tells her that he wants to make love to her, she gets the ick. Like, really? Okay. But I need to find a scene in this trailer that. Also, guys, look at the Cyclops. Look at that eye. That doesn't look like an eye. That looks like beef curtains. Insert 50 Shades of Grey quote here. Like even the design for the Cyclops, like, what do you mean? It's like, what creative liberties have you taken here? Also, modern movie makers obsessed with making movies completely dark so they can't see anything. Yeah, it's like literally everywhere. It's like if it's not dark, there's no color in anything. Like it's just so dull. My gosh, I remember reading the Iliad and the Odyssey, longest reads of my life because it's very difficult to read it. But when you read the descriptions of stuff, it's very colorful, it's very vibrant. And yeah, it's like it's very muted, it's very pale. But and there's Elaine Page, Elliot Page. You wouldn't say it's if we go by what most women like, the problem is he is telling them not just forcing himself on her instead. Where is this portion of what I need? Even look at the armor design. What is this? What are we looking at right now? Please tell me. Guess what quote I was thinking about and I cannot say. I have no idea. Please message me on Discord so I may say. Where the flip is this portion of the trailer? The way I'm searching for this portion of the trailer. Maybe from here. Psychosis, I'll be looking for, but thank you for stopping by, Psychosis. Modern games and shows are grey, literally grey. You see this a lot with medieval movies. It's always dark and grey when actual medieval battlefields were filled with night scene. You could have the most vibrant colors to show off. Exactly, dude. It's like you sit here and you see it. It's like, okay. Oh, so Tom Holland's character is still Telemachus, right? And Archer, something nobody ever gets right is that archers were not these weak and wimpy guys. You had to be bloody strong to use a bow. But remember, there's a scene where what's his name? Robert Peterson, the Twilight dude. He says, "You're pining for your daddy," and it's like, how exactly would the ancient Greeks know the word daddy? Father would be more appropriate.
I need everyone in this party dead. I can still save them.
Where is this portion of the thing?
You're a man who needs to master. Waiting for master. I want you to choose me.
Was it here?
Ithacus King is coming back.
No, he's not. What would he do if he came back here and find all these suitors in his house? You're pining for a daddy you didn't even know. Like some sniveling bastard.
Like this is the portion. Anita, attention at it again. Yes, we'll be talking about Anita very soon. Very, very soon. But here's another issue with the film, aside from the horrible casting. Why would the word daddy be something that the ancient Greeks would use? It doesn't make sense. When we look at the Troy film, starred I think Brad Pitt, the dialogue there compared to this is very, very different. But the reason why the dialogue can't match the environment that the film takes place in is because most of the writers involved in this are shit. It's that simple. It's that simple. We almost done, people. Don't you worry. So, we'll be talking about Anita Sarkeesian, the woman responsible for ruining gaming for everyone. Oh, Emily Wilson. Oh my god. Emily Wilson. Oh, I hate that woman. I hate that woman so much. All of her translations are so garbage. I really hate that woman. I really, really hate her. Oh my god, she's awful. Hollywood is the pinnacle of historical accuracy. Her still being around is the reason I say Gamergate failed hard. The fact that it's indie studio, no, not indie studio. I don't know how like big digital Devolver digital games is, but the fact that anyone would get this woman as a consultant, a woman who never, who never ever ever played video games, is a consultant on video games. Like, what do you mean? Why would you have someone who has no experience in video games on as a consultant? And you know what's really shit about this situation? Is that I spent my hard earned money. I put my hard earned money on this game. I threw money at Slay the Spire 2. Because the game's in early access and it's like if I pirate it, I'm gonna need to get updates. So I spent money on this. I haven't played the game yet. It's on my system. But it's like I don't want to play it anymore because of this woman's involvement. And then Digital Devolver, or Devolver Digital, says this. Anita's work has been an essential part of the Devolver production workflow for a long time. Whether it's a quick sense check or a full consultancy gig, our teams have always benefited hugely from collaboration with Anita and her group. She's at the forefront of promoting diversity and inclusivity within our industry, and for that reason, she's vital. She's a vital part of the work that we do. I can name 3 things that Anita done. Ruined female character designs for future games in the West. Ruined storytelling for future games in the West. And 3, ruined the gaming industry in the West. There's 3 things she done. Unfortunately, she's not Zoe Quinn, and I can say, you know what she done? 5 Guys. And then obviously we have everyone here. Pirate Nation, did you delete your tweet again? Oh, I muted this account. But basically, it's like Slay the Spire 2 is facing backlash after players discovered Anita Sarkeesian listed as a consultant in the credits. Gamers are leaving negative Steam reviews, saying they regret buying the game and would not have purchased if they knew. If I knew cockroach of a creature is hilarious. If I knew, for example, that Anita worked on this, I wouldn't have bought the game. I'd have been like, oh, I'm not buying it. played Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate again. Hope you enjoy it. And it's like, this is the thing. Not even why does a card battle dungeon RPG need feminism representation? JT Smash, please learn to master the English language. Please just like learn to speak proper English, and maybe you will learn to write better English. Because what you should say is, why does a card battle dungeon game need a feminist perspective? That should be what he should say, not feminism representation. That doesn't make sense. We talk about perspective. Anita's bringing some sort of perspective. And the issue for me is, it's like, what sort of impact did her consultancy have? Like, what about the game benefited from her being there? Review bombing and refund and slay the spy after it becomes known that Anita, the key is mentioned in the credits, is a perfectly rational game theoretic response. Yeah, like, there's something I really hate about social media. It's when people try to be smarter than they actually think they are. Oh my gosh, subjective. Your message threw me on such a loop. I had to be like, what? What did I read? Now, Damien, who are you to judge? English isn't everyone's first language. Don't be ableist. What does ableism have to do with this? I need to calm down, because I'll end up choking on my popcorn. But here's the thing right now. Why are we trying to be smarter than we actually are? All we could say is, it's a perfectly rational response, because there are basically only two possible reasons for her to wind up in the credits of any game. We call that get in one guide. The dev is willing to spend money to express contempt and hate for the audience, or there's implicit extortion going on. Review bombing and refund in the game reshapes the payout metrics on the extortion racket. Like, why are we talking like this? Why are we talking like this? Please, let's talk like human beings. Linguistically disabled. And I didn't think I'd make you choke. But it's like, literally, every single person's like, I don't have time for this. I had to choose my issues and listed because perpetually stuck in 2012 isn't an option. The problem is this, it's that I'm gonna do a video on this. Let me bookmark the other one. The problem with this is that human beings, not beans. I'm not Mexican. But the problem is that you are not understanding the issue that this man has. You're saying, oh, perpetually stuck in 2012. Okay, fine. We had Sweet Baby in 2024, 2025, and 2026. I believe there was a recent game that had Sweet Baby work with him. I don't know which game was it, but it was a fairly recent release this year. It was another AAA title. So it's like, okay, let's say Anita isn't the problem. Anita created multiple other organizations that were inspired by her, and they are problems. So it's like, when you make this sort of claim, like, oh, perpetually stuck in 2012, you're not dealing with the argument. You're not addressing the problem. But it continues. Normal people with their friends, damn, that run was hard, let's do another one. Like, this is the issue I have at the end of the day. It's that you treat these people's issues as if they a non-issue. But if we ended up at the end of the day coming here and taking the fact that a lot of these people took issue with Harry Potter, Hogwarts Legacy, and they attacked streamers, and they attacked the game developers, Like, okay, here's someone refunding their game. This isn't someone who's going after streamers and creating websites to harass them. I've not heard of Sweet Baby in a while, but I've discovered many others. Alec Loka, the man who committed suicide because of Zoe Quinn's false rape allegations. His sister took the money from his share of the studio that he owned, and she started a company called Baby Ghosts. Baby Ghosts offers training to consultancy companies. Guess which company they offer training to? Sweet Baby Inc. So Baby Ghosts, a company started by a woman who threw her brother under the bus when Zoe Quinn accused him of being abusive, and she lied. She then took his money to start a business that trains other consultancy agencies on how they can be the best DEI spreaders in the world. And Sweet Baby gets trained by them. The lady that she's partnered with happens to have worked in the Canadian government. And basically, what they do is that they use the Canadian government's multiple funding schemes to basically prop up their business so they can prop up other businesses, mainly game developers, to make woke products. I know all of this because I done my research. Jokes on you, I try to be more villainous than I am. Unrelated, someone made a mod to play through the entirety of Morrowind within Fallout 4 using the in-game monitor. Why would you do that? Always babies with these people. The Canadian government dumps ungodly amount of money into gaming and TV. Code is in the Discord, by the way. Let me go take a look at it. I don't make love, I fuck hard. That wasn't so bad. Wasn't so bad at all. Because that actually makes Fallout 4 worth playing, Lamau. But yeah, no, like, this is my thing. It's like, you had people who went after streamers, created websites in order to track who was playing Hogwarts Legacy, and then going to harass those people. I feel like if you're on the side of people who done that, you don't get to talk shit about this. Then it's like, everyone played Stay Inspired 2, no one complained was a success. Someone discovered that Sarkeesian worked as a consultant. No one knows specifically what her role was or what she did in the game. Then it begins to invent any bullshit to blame her. My thing is this: why would you involve this woman? Why would you involve her? You could have gotten anyone else to work on this game. And so long as it wasn't anyone associated with Sweet Baby Inc., anyone associated with any of the baby corporations, anyone that wasn't Zoe Quinn or Anita Sarkeesian or Elena Pierce, if it wasn't those people, no one would have complained. But because Anita is there, Anita, a controversial figure, the woman who was part of ruining video games, why would you allow her to be on your project? Why would you want her on your project? Like literally, and even it's like, for those unaware, she was the figurehead and leading voice behind the major push for DEI, and the whole narrative that gaming is inherently misogynistic. A lot of modern problems in the industry trace straight back to her, which they do. Like, give me a second, guys. I want to show you all the original concept for The Last of Us. The Last of Us original concept art. Now I want to see if I can find the monster designs. Okay, I found it. Now once again I need to bring something over. Can I open image? So I want all of you to look at this. What's something you immediately notice about all of the infected right now? I'll give you about 5 seconds to get those brain juices flowing and moving. The funding must have paid handsomely. Oy vey. And every single one of them still being free and still employed is why I see Gamergate failed. You cannot shame people that don't feel shame. Exactly. It's like the fact that these people still get paid to work on video games, they get welcomed into the industry, is a clear sign that Gamergate failed. That all of the efforts and all of the videos, etc., was a waste of time. And the reason why it was a waste of time because gamers could not stop themselves from buying titles. Not used to the jank law. But here's the thing right now. Daisy, you need to adjust yourself. But what you notice here right now with all of these infected, they're all women. And Neil Druckmann had initially thought about making The Last of Us a story whereby the only people that get infected are women. And he said that after he spoke with Anita Sarkeesian, after he learned about her, listened to her, learned from her, etc., he had decided that he's no longer going to make The Last of Us with the infected only being women because that was misogynistic. We got a generic dad simulator with The Last of Us when we could have gotten something very, very different. So it's like if I have issue with Anita, I have issue with her for good damn reason. Because this woman ruined gaming. And then obviously, here's something. Husband of Jesse Card, engineering lead on Slay the Spire 2 at Megacrit. Previously, GitHub, #1 best programmer, 0 bugs, perfect record. You are wrong. You say gamers don't give a shit what Anita says, but they do. This is the man that worked on Slay the Spire. He's the engineering lead for the game. So that means he has swing. 2017, years after Gamergate, this man then says, well, listen here, people care about Anita. And look who was involved in Gamergate. Nonetheless, I want to recognize an individual engineer at GitHub for our occasional quick cookie of the week feature, Jack Boxer. Harassers who were part of the ongoing Gamergate coordinated harassment campaign created a repository in GitHub to coordinate their harassment efforts, and when Nixie Love reported this, Jack responded promptly by removing the repository. Here we have someone involved in Gamergate, praising Anita, and then Anita is a consultant on the game that he's working on. Is my turn hat falling apart? Is the foil not really foil? Is it paper? Am I a conspiracy theorist? Because it's like this chain of events. This chain of events just doesn't make sense. A man who involved himself in Gamergate, whether directly or indirectly, praises Anita a few years later. Then Anita is a consultant on the game he's working on. It's step 1, step 2, step 3. It's like, ugh. And then we'll end things off with
There's
this.
never been a woman president.
So now Sukihana, oh my gosh, Sukihana is a chick that when she was said she's a musician, she heard magician. That's how smart she is. That when she heard the word musician, she heard magician. And then people asked her, "Are you a good musician?" And then she's like, "I'm not a magician." So let's just take that into consideration as we watch this. We're gonna do 1.25 speed.
There's never been a woman president.
Yeah,
That's a problem, don't you think? We should have a woman. I don't know anything.
I don't think
about
it's a problem because we don't know.
You think it'd be bad if a woman was president?
I don't think it would be bad. I think women can accomplish anything, but
Okay, but
I feel like I'm more happy with a man being president. But maybe if there was a foundation, a man and a woman married, a married couple, where we can even each other out.
okay.
I think men are more successful with a supporting
Yeah,
wife.
that's a fact.
And I feel like men have leadership skills that I feel like could lead the world. Maybe I don't know about the one that's in office right now, but I'm saying maybe somebody's longer down the line. Somebody,
Next
please
time,
help.
us.
I don't know.
You and me next year.
I want to stop talking about presidency because it's overwhelming me. you know?
I'm gonna stand by. I think I'm a little bit more of a man hater than you are.
Yeah.
I'm quite a man hater.
Yeah.
I just think the world would be better if it was all women. And we didn't need men.
If
to
we're all
procreate.
women, who's hunching us? So we gonna be everybody's carpet munching? Oh,
Okay,
no.
well, imagine sex wasn't a thing. Women just ruled the world.
I mean, we all love each other, but like, so we just you don't get tired of. What about we have our own things with us? We have what is it called? Chemical imbalances. Women have chemical imbalances. Sometimes we move off of emotions and with periods, the mental stress and all, cramps. Like we're not the nicest people.
Yeah. Okay, I take it back. I don't think we need to get rid of men,
Mm-mm.
but I don't think men should rule the world. Because if you feel safer with the man ruling it because there's other men in power that are scary. But if there was zero men in power anywhere in the world, there could be men underneath the women. I think women
Not
should be at
the
the top.
world. Maybe just
I just don't
president.
think
a president.
women. Yeah, I just don't think women would like murder innocent people. I just don't think somebody with a maternal instinct would murder an innocent person. But a man is
Women
much
would
more
murder
capable.
innocent
I don't think
things.
so.
Women do murder. Was child.
They do.
I mean,
Okay, fine. Do you believe in astrology?
You know what I like funny about this entire interaction? It's like, you make Sukihana look smart. Like, congratulations. Like, you have done the impossible. You have made someone who makes themselves look like an idiot look smart. And the person says things got awkward with Sukihana, and so when Sukihana told Bobby Althoff that men are better leaders than women and don't kill babies like women do when they get abortions. And she did say that women would murder innocent, women do murder with a child. And the fact that at no point could she actually challenge her on what she was saying. Because the thing is, in the Victim Olympics, Bobby comes second to Sukihana. Maybe she's inspired by Tyler the Creator. You never know, subjective. You cannot throw Molotov cocktails at Israeli flags in The Last of Us. Also, Dockman's writing is pure crap when nobody's there to reel him in. I'm so shocked that the Jewish man doesn't allow you to throw Molotovs at the Jewish flag. I'm so surprised. It's a video game, people. You should be allowed to do whatever you want to, except burn the Israeli flag. So many words I cannot say right now. Say them to me in DMs. I would say she looks like the average ratchet woman. Anyways, gonna sleep. Good night. Sleep well. Thanks for stopping by. Women have killed more people via abortion in a couple decades than both world wars, and the number one issue for women both left and right is access to abortion. Reminds me of school law. But thank you all for stopping by for this segment of tonight's stream. I'm going to take a little break, and then we're going to come back to Dark Souls. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're streaming for 2 hours, though. 2 hours. So, I'm going to be finished around 11. And then I need to record a video. And then I'm probably going to go to bed at 3. Because I want to stay up late. The choices I make in my life. But right now, the choice I'm making is to go to the end title screen. Then I'm going to swap to the start screen. So yeah. Catch you guys in a bit.